Good morning again, everyone. My name again is Lara Crawford. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator here for the town, and I'm so happy that we're able to bring this group together today to celebrate our business community. Before we begin, I wanted to extend a thank you to our event sponsors, Bowditch Attorneys, Caruth Capital, Community Advocate, Corridor 9, 495, Regional Chamber, LCK Gift Shop, Everrise, Human Power Solutions, Kelleher and Sadowski, Lindsay, Taylor, SPAtique, Middlesex Savings Bank, R.H. White, Construction, Release Wellbeing Center, and Tatnook Bookseller at the Westborough Shopping Center. Thank you for making this great event possible. Now I will hand it over to Sandra Coker, Chairperson of the Westborough Economic Development Committee, to kick off the event.
Morning. If you notice, Karen Chapman and I look like watermelons when we stand together. All right, I'm really happy that everyone's here. Thank you so much for everyone to be here today. On behalf of the Westborough Economic Development Committee, welcome to our 10th annual Year in Review Award celebration. Now, 10 years of honoring businesses in excellence in Westborough, that deserves a moment. That's a full decade of growth, innovation, and partnership. And yes, probably a few zoning meetings we don't want to discuss. The EDC is made up of business leaders and municipal staff dedicated to helping Westborough grow responsibly and successfully. Think of us as the economic development Avengers, but instead of capes, we have business cards. Before we get rolling, I would love to introduce the powerhouse crew who make this work happen. And I would ask my committee to stand when I call your name, even though you don't want to. Holly Kenny, Vice Chair and owner of LCK Gift Shop and Artisan Studio. Holly does all the work, and I get to wear a pink suit. Dave Bagnon, member at large and publisher of the Community Advocate. Karen Henderson, member at large and GM of Westborough TV. Karen Chapman, member at large and president CEO of Corridor 9, 495 Regional Chamber of Metro West. It's a long title, Karen. Eslam Elaban, member at large and CEO of the Elaban Group. He unfortunately is not here today with us. Scott Rayleigh, member at large and plant manager at Intiplas. Again, he's not here with us today. Special thanks to Select Board Representative Sean Keogh. He's been our representative for the past year on the EDC. He's not able to be here today. His term ended on March 31st, and I'm pleased to announce that Shelby Marshall will be our new Select Board representative. Christy Williams, our amazing town manager. Again, school vacation, so she's not here today. Fred Leonardo, where are you, Fred? There you are. Community Development Director. And last but not least, she's always on my left, Jenny Gingras, Director of Planning. She's also unable to attend today. So. Awesome. And of course, our Economic Development Coordinator for the town of Westborough, Lara Crawford. Lara. Each one of our business leaders volunteers their time and talent to make Westborough an even better place to do business. And I am so grateful to call them my colleagues and co-conspirators for progress. If you're a business owner here today, thank you. You are the heartbeat of our local economy. If you have feedback, are planning expansion, or just want to brainstorm a big idea, we really want to hear from you. Today is about celebration and connection. It's our chance to spotlight just a few of our businesses that have gone above and beyond, and to connect with local, state, and regional partners who help make success possible. To set the tone, we'd like to share a video created by our friends at Westborough TV. It highlights why Westborough is such a special place to build, grow, and thrive. Some of you have seen this, but it is a great reminder of how wonderful our town is. And for those of you who have not, enjoy. A big thank you to Karen Henderson and her team, Aiden Horgan, Tim Schwab, and Holly Van Wee. And if you notice, Aiden and Tim are both in suits today. I really want to thank them for their work in bringing that vision to life. I'd also like to thank Mudford Flowers for donating the flowers that you see on the tables today, and Simply Delicious Catering for the amazing breakfast that we had here this morning. We're also grateful to have members of our state delegation with us today, including Senator Michael Moore's representative. Here you go. Sorry, stand up. Yeah, stand up. Kerry Shea, representing Representative Hannah Kane. Representative Kate Donahue. I'd also like to recognize the Westborough Select Board for their continued partnership. Please join me in recognizing Shelby Marshall, Vice Chair. Mark Silverberg, member. No, not Mark. Your presence today speaks volumes about your commitment to local economic growth. Now, speaking of leaders, ready, Kim? All right. We're extremely honored to be joined today by Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll, who will be delivering our keynote address. Here's a little bit more about the incredible leader we're about to hear from, not to mention that she got the memo, the pink. Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll is the 73rd Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and one half of the first all-women executive team to lead the state, alongside Governor Maura Healey. Before serving at the state level, she made history in her own right, serving 17 years as the mayor of Salem, Massachusetts. Now, with my birthday being on November 1st, I love Salem. That's where she was known for her bold leadership, forward-thinking urban planning, and community-first approach. She also is a proud graduate of Salem State University. At the state level, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll brings that same energy and experience to her role, championing economic development, affordable housing, public education, and emergency assistance programs across Massachusetts. She currently chairs several key bodies, including the Governor's Council to Address Sexual Assault, Domestic Violence, and Human Trafficking, the Seaport Economic Council. If you haven't been to Seaport lately, you should go. And she co-chairs the STEM Advisory Council. Lieutenant Governor Driscoll is a fierce advocate for the economic vitality of our cities and towns. Her leadership, compassion, and strategic mindset are helping Massachusetts remain a national role model for inclusive and sustainable growth. So yes, we are truly fortunate to have her here with us today. With that, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll to the podium.
Thank you so much, Sandra, for that warm introduction. And if November 1st is your birthday, you should know it's also the happiest day of the year for most Salem residents. It's really a privilege to be here. I've actually been in this very room a number of occasions since taking over in this Lieutenant Governor role to meet on municipal matters. Your town manager here, Christy, who I know couldn't be here today, does a great job really helping make sure we are aware of what the needs are of the community and helping to foster that relationship that leads to great things. And I'm really thrilled to be here because we're celebrating some amazing local businesses and the organization that comes together to make that all happen. Having been in local government for 17 years as mayor, and prior to that, I worked in Chelsea when they were coming out of receivership as their chief legal counsel. Like, I'm a real believer in the power of cities and what they can do to help transform the quality of life in the place that you live. And if you're lucky to live in a place that you really appreciate and be able to give back in some way, I think that's when the magic really happens. Having an aligned vision with business leaders, local officials, private sector, coming together, chasing a North Star can really make a big difference in progress. And when I see that happening in Westborough, I hear it from your local officials, and just it's illustrative of this room, so many people coming together to recognize neighbors and businesses, particularly in places that have a small mom and pop independent business climate in their downtown. Westborough has a bit of both, right? You've got the larger commercial players, but you also have many of the independents. And I used to think about this as mayor, like how do we make sure we're supporting each other? It's very much a symbiotic relationship. I've got to make sure the public infrastructure pieces look good, the policies are right. Lots of hearings about parking in Salem, kind of a four-letter word in many downtowns. But really, the folks who gave everyone their first job as a teenager, who donated to Little League, who helped with the programming and the events, often folks who lived in towns, lived in the same community. That's what small business look like in many, and frankly, in most of our communities. So I want to say congratulations to all the winners for your recognition, and I know there are many more that are doing outstanding work to help support the community. And congratulations for the council for bringing people together. You need that kind of scaffolding and infrastructure to figure out how everybody can do their part. And when that works, you know, we really see success. And I would say our administration is coming at this from the perspective of how do we uplift and empower that work locally so that we can make it easier for Shelby and Mark to be able to go into their town meeting and support and help initiate the sorts of ecosystem and culture that exists to promote growth. We think that's smart for Massachusetts. When we have thriving cities and towns, that we'll have a really thriving Commonwealth. So I thought I would share with you a little bit of the work that's underway at the state level and some of the ways we're approaching some of the challenges that we're having as well, and then let you get underway with your really important program here. You know, I'm fortunate to serve alongside Maura Healy. We didn't know each other that well before taking office. You know, you run individually and then it's like, boom, shotgun marriage, like we're getting married. And I will say I'm really pleased to serve along somebody who was like a can-do attorney general, who's now a can-do governor. I feel like I bring some support to that system as somebody who's managed budgets, chaired a school committee, done the work on the local level, and have been empowered to really think about how can we make sure state government is supporting what's happening at the local government? And sometimes that means getting out of the way, and sometimes that means leaning in and providing supports and services. We're trying to do a combination of both. I would also say that neither one of us grew up in Massachusetts. I'd like to say we didn't have the good fortune to. I'm a Navy brat. I was born in Hawaii. We lived all over. I came to Massachusetts to go to college and never left. Fell in love with this little hip historic community in Salem. We weren't so great to women in 1692, but we've come a long way since then. And Maura, as you may know, grew up just over the line in New Hampshire. But I think we both found something different about Massachusetts, a certain restlessness of never settling, looking to get better, wanting to tackle hard problems. And we've tried to build a team at the state level that has that same approach. How can we get better every single day and continue to learn and improve and innovate? And I think that's what makes Massachusetts a little bit different. We're certainly taking the approach of, you know, none of us are as smart as all of us, so let's use the power of convening to bring people together to make sure we're going after it every single day with a sense of urgency and a recognition that it's hard. I was just talking to Shelby about local budgets, like the affordability challenges are real for communities and for constituents, and in every place they don't have it all put together in terms of the planning and the thoughtfulness that goes into how do we think about land use, how do we think about the long-term capital projects, how do we manage all those efforts. And so it's definitely, I think some of those challenges play out at the local level. We really think our job is to make that easier and, again, play that supportive role so great things can happen across communities in the Commonwealth. You know, every 5 years, the state is required to put out a new economic development strategy. It's a good idea. It's baked into the legislature. And I do want to recognize the legislative partners who are here. Thanks, Kate. 51 years you've lived in Westborough. Is that what you just told me? And certainly Senator Moore, Rep. Kane. I like to believe that Massachusetts brings adult in the room energy to governing. And it's really evidenced by the partnerships we have with the legislature. Ability to kind of get things done is important for us. And so every 5 years baked into the legislature is this idea that we're going to have a new economic development strategy. And it forces you to really think about what's working, what do we need to invest in, how do we make sure we're supporting an economy that can grow and thrive. And in the words of Wayne Gretzky, like we're not going to where the puck is, but where it's going to be. You want to do some forward thinking as well. So we wrapped up an economic development strategy session in our first year in office, and thankfully with the partnership of the legislature, passed a new economic development bill. I think it's really important that you know that because we're just in the part starting to operationalize what that economic development bill does. First year we did housing bond bill. I've talked with Christy and the team here a lot about housing, so key to the economy. And I'll just do one snippet on that because I've pledged if I'm ever in a room of people that count more than 6, we have to say the word housing and recognize that we have a huge housing shortage in Massachusetts. And if you care about growing your economy, that is now tied to our ability to produce housing, particularly reasonably priced housing. So the folks who pour your beer or pour your coffee, your favorite server, anyone who you might drop your kids off to in the morning or help care for an older adult, the heroes during COVID who were checking us out of the grocery store, stocking those shelves, like they need to be able to live in our communities. And too often that is not the case anymore. And that's largely due to the fact that we just haven't built enough housing anywhere, not in any part of the state. We did our first housing production plan statewide, and it showed us if we're currently at the growth pace that we're seeing, the good news is we're all living longer, hooray. We're gonna be around a little bit longer. The bad news is we don't have enough housing or the type of housing. You need different housing when you're 80 than when you did when you're 20 or when you might be raising your family in your 40s or 50s. And so we don't have a complement of housing that really supports our need. And we're 222,000 housing units short, which means for anyone who practices, basic economics, demand is far outpacing supply. And what we're seeing is that's playing out in a way that young adults are leaving Massachusetts. So our biggest outmigration of people leaving the state, frankly, aren't seniors going to retire to Florida, although that does sound pretty good. I'm kind of aspiring to be a snowbird. It is 26 to 35-year-olds who can't do the very thing that many of us did when we were 26 to 35, which is buy their own home. So we're really making an aggressive push to try and help foster relationships in communities that we can get to yes, that we can have a culture that's pro-growth around housing, and we can recognize what those impacts are. In places like Salem, a lot of that's redevelopment, old leather factories that are now something else, and trying to have honest dialogues in communities. Like, it might mean there's more traffic at that site that was vacant for 30 years, but it also means somebody might be able to live there who you rely on in your community. So I just want to put in a plug as you think about the work that you're doing, the people that you need to support your industries. We got to figure out a way to address our housing shortages in a meaningful way, and we can't wait till 2035. And there's no one project that builds 200,000 units. It's 50 here, 100 there, 7 here. So as you're thinking about the work you're doing to support a strong and vibrant economy, please put your housing cap on. I was a planning board member. I was somebody who helped appoint ZBA members. They don't hear from the business community. It's really the same 10 people who kind of show up, who know the system pretty well. So we need your help on the housing front. And I'll get off my housing soapbox, but it's really critical to our success. Let me get back to the economic development plan. So this one-year strategy is about listening, going out to the community, putting together industry sector partners, things that we do very well, like life sciences. You should know Massachusetts is the capital for life sciences, pharmaceutical companies. 8 of the 10 largest life sciences companies have either their headquarters or an outpost in Massachusetts. This is building on 20 plus years of work where we really decided we were going to leverage the research institutions, the higher ed institutions who are here, combined with the VC, the venture capital that exists, to help ensure that we've got strong life sciences industries. Major part of the work that we're doing in labs, creating life-saving industries, drug therapies. A lot of that happens right here in Massachusetts. So we want to leverage some of the things we do well. I'd put advanced manufacturing, lots of advanced manufacturing happening in this area as well. Things like robotics, a growing field for us, and frankly, a leader when it comes to Amazon, one of the leading automatic robotics companies now, beyond what they do to deliver things to our doors. A lot of them are getting there through robotics. And then what's the next industry that are burgeoning? Things like climate tech. I'm not sure climate tech was even an industry, an identified industry. We talked about this 10 or 15 years ago. We now know climate tech to be companies that are working on clean energy options, battery storage, offshore wind, ways that we can develop the power that we need, hopefully more affordably, and also in a way that's cleaner and better for the environment. Energy efficiencies, using technology to improve how you use energy, when you use energy. You know, your thermostat on the wall looks nothing like it did 20 or 30 years ago, and there's all kinds of systems behind how we make buildings work more efficiently, knowing that buildings are a large part of the emissions that contribute to what's happening in terms of global warming. And the last part of that is, you know, how do we think about decarbonizing? We are the state that really invented steel in terms of at mass scale. Saugus Iron Works, if you haven't been there, a national park site. We are now the state that is decarbonizing steel. the state that is decarbonizing concrete, a company called Sublime. And how do we leverage some of those really smart innovations that are happening, help scale them up, and ensure that the whole state wins? When we think about life sciences, if you haven't been to Kendall Square, I mean, it's incredible what's going on there. In the lab spaces, creating an environment for an ecosystem to make sure we're really leveraging the latest research and technology. But it didn't really benefit everyone across the entire state. And I think this new economic development strategy is how do we leverage some of the brain power that might exist in one part of the state to ensure we're helping with the manufacturing and other goals in another part of the state. And Sublime's a really good example of that. They figured out how to build concrete, manufacture concrete, without the carbon emissions coming out of that, decarbonizing concrete. One of the most used building products when you're talking about building anything. And their manufacturing facility is going to be out in Holyoke, Massachusetts. And if you think about that, for anyone who believes in the power of cities, particularly gateway cities, Holyoke used to produce 80% of the world's paper at one time in its life. Big factories using hydropower. They're now going to be helping to decarbonize concrete. And they're doing that based on the R&D that's happening in the 617 area code, helping the 413 area code really grow and produce jobs. So these economic development strategies come together. It's called the Mass Leads Act, enabling us to focus on industries that are here, leveraging, lengthening our lead, leveraging them to do better, and then thinking about where are we going. On the where are we going part, a big part of that is climate tech. The other part is advanced robotics tied to AI. I mean, artificial intelligence, we're at the beginning of what is really going to be a major transformation in how we do just about everything. We're using it already within state government. We call it sandbox exercises, where we're figuring out how to use AI to make contracting processes shorter, figuring out how to use AI for the work that becomes very repetitive so we can make customer experiences better. That's just the beginning threshold. When you think about AI combined with research and life sciences and things like advanced manufacturing, it's going to be pretty impressive. We want to lead that. We want to lead that opportunity. And so the Mass Leads Act makes investments in both small companies, startups, businesses, technical assistance. I want you to know that if you're a small business looking to grow, we've got programs that help build on the type of technical assistance you might need to help do that, the type of capital, the access to capital that can be difficult for a small business that wants to scale up or grow, and even micro businesses and entrepreneurs. How do we really help you think about maybe the vending cart that you have or the food truck that you have, moving that into a brick and mortar? What would that entail? So there's programs for our very smallest and also programs that are designed to think about what's the economy that we're going to want to support 10 years from now, and how do we plant those seeds now? So we're excited to be able to operationalize that, to put into place ways that we can work with communities and partner in areas that can ensure Massachusetts right now, #1 for innovation, #1 for education, #1 place to live if you're a woman, #1 place to raise a family, the safest state in the country. These are just some of the recent recognitions that we've had. They don't happen by accident, and it takes intentional feeding and nurturing and making sure we're thinking about what comes next. So I'm going to end on education because I think a key piece of why our state has been so successful is because of the investments we've made in education. And we are #1 in public schools in terms of the statewide and national testing that happens. But I also want to call out, there's big gaps in that. We have lots of communities that have more affluence and perform very well. And we have growing equity gaps, particularly among economically disadvantaged students, students for whom English is not their first language. Those are also the fastest growing student population in terms of public schools. So we've got a lot of catching up to do, post-pandemic work. We also want to make sure individuals who don't have a college degree, we're the #1 state for adults with college degrees, and frankly, you need that to support an innovation economy, have access to that economic mobility. So college and career pathways, rethinking high school, what high school looks like, really key and critical to enable us to move forward, and then getting access to public higher ed. We have offered community college for free for anyone to go. We've seen double-digit increases in people going to community college. Seeking that economic mobility in areas that we need, healthcare fields, a lot of the STEM fields. You can either get a credential or an advanced degree that can help you move up. We've also made public higher ed more affordable. I'm a public higher ed grad. When I went to Salem State, you could hustle all summer. You could paint houses. You could be a bad waitress, which I was, and still make enough funding to pay for your tuition, cover your costs so that you didn't leave with big amounts of debt. That hasn't been the case for a number of years. We really want to double down on that and make sure that if you have the fire in your belly and the acumen to go get a degree, that you're able to do that and not saddled and sidelined by the fact that you just can't afford the cost of entry. These are programs that aren't just benefiting us now, they're going to benefit us for a number of years, because one thing we know is that our public higher ed grads, they stay in Massachusetts. I mean, we have lots of amazing colleges and higher ed opportunities here, but the vast majority of our privates, folks come here, get educated, and leave, whereas our public higher ed students stay. Your future teachers and nurses and entrepreneurs and lieutenant governors, et cetera, they're gonna stay in Massachusetts, and when we make investments in those buildings, in those programs, and that accessibility, it's actually gonna feed that next generation of leadership. And we're doing a lot of that when it comes to designing the climate tech space. What's the work development look like? Apprenticeship programs, opportunities to really think about what's the throughput look like for a pipeline. Our young adults are telling us, like, I want to know what I'm learning in high school has a connection to what I might do as a career, and these career pathways that we're building out in our comprehensive high school, so you don't have to necessarily go to a career tech high school. You can experience it right here. I think that's good for economic development. I hope you think that's good for economic development, to have young adults who have a passion for what they want to do, get experience in that early, and know what the throughput is, so that you're not going to college not sure what you want to do. Still lots of folks doing that, spending a lot of money at it, and then ending and you still need a whole lot of work experience. We're really trying to redefine that opportunity to support the growth of local economies. And I'll end with this. You know, there's definitely a lot of challenges in state government right now. Some of the cuts that we see coming from the federal government, the uncertainty that exists. I was in a meeting with a group of business leaders, and one of them defined it as a lot of noise out of Washington. And I thought that was very diplomatic. There is a lot of noise out of Washington. That's very challenging, and I think for us, trying to understand how to navigate in a system that we do have an innovation-based economy, that a lot of the funding that NIH provides is going to those life science companies and to those higher ed institutions. Sitting in a meeting with the largest NIH recipients in Massachusetts, places like Dana-Farber, research for, curing childhood cancer in 3 and 4 and 5 year trials that are really going to stop if we don't figure out how to address some of that. And knowing that the state can't step in and just provide these dollars back. There are challenging times, no doubt about it. Business leaders, small business leaders to large corporations, really feeling uncertain about these tariffs, trying to understand how they can move forward, knowing that affordability is a challenge, and holding a mirror up to ourselves. We're number one in a lot of things. We're also number one in things that make it more expensive to do business here or to live here. Housing cost, childcare cost, energy cost. We're mindful of that. Shredding some of the permitting. The permitting process here is a lot harder than it might be in some of the southeast fastest growing states that you're seeing. We're mindful of being self-reflective, and some of that is also in that economic development plan. But moving forward, how do we navigate in a really tricky situation? And I'd say from our perspective, we're taking a two-pronged approach. One is like staying disciplined. We have an economic development plan. Let's operationalize it, move it forward. What's in our control when it comes to housing? How can we advance that? How can we shore up our educational system, make sure we're supporting and providing resources, much needed resources, so we can continue to advance those goals? Head down, stay disciplined, do the work, cross-discipline among our teams, get a strong cabinet, get out of the way, and let's go. The other piece of this is, what's the harm coming in? And there is harm coming in when you're talking about major federal cuts, when you're talking about some of the policies that we don't control, but have an impact on Massachusetts. We need to make sure we tell that story, people understand what those impacts are. We can't replace every dollar, but we've got to call out things that aren't consistent necessarily with our values or are really going to do harm to our economy. And that can happen at the same time while we're working hard to deliver for people. Because the vast majority of families that I know, and someone who's been a mayor, I like to say when you're in local government, there's no hiding, right? You got to make decisions every day. It's nonpartisan. There's no red or blue way to fill a pothole or plow streets, get services done. And folks are just relying on you. It drives accountability, it makes you a better listener, and it leads to consensus building. And we want to make sure we're delivering for the people in this Commonwealth, and that means head down, do the work. Most people are going to work every day not thinking about what Washington's doing that's impacting them, even though it might be. So we got to deliver, and that means we've got to partner with local communities, local businesses every single day. I was heartened by the recent 250th celebration in Lexington and Concord. Anybody else there at 5 a.m. in Lexington Green? Anybody else in the room? No? I don't think you're as patriotic as me, clearly, right? But as somebody who really lives in a historic city and understands the value of hundreds of years of people being here, waves of immigrants, people coming in, making their way, and what that meant, If you go back to 250 years ago, like it all started here in Massachusetts. We were the troublemakers who were throwing the tea in the harbor. We were the folks who were just regular people, farmers, merchants, laborers, blacksmiths, who were willing to like risk life and limb in search of this better way of governing, of self-governance, of fundamental freedoms, of having a democratic voice against the greatest military empire known to mankind at the time. And we did that not knowing what the outcome would be. We did that because we had this collective will for something better. I think that revolutionary spirit still exists in Massachusetts every single day, with people who are leading industries, getting up to support their communities, figuring out how to make it work in their small business where they are really chief cook and bottle washer. And that's what gives me hope that we're going to continue to press hard as a state, work with our local communities to make sure that Massachusetts remains a great place to live, to raise your family, to go to school, to come visit. And we're sort of the beacon and the backstop. We're the place that calls out things that aren't going to work well. We're also the place that makes the impossible possible. And that's because of regularly ordinary people every day who get up and do great things. So thanks for what you're doing here in Westborough and beyond. Thanks for having me here today, and looking forward to partnering you in all the success moving forward.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I feel pretty inspired right now. That was quite impressive, all the advocacy and work that Lieutenant Governor does for our state. And it just reminds you what a pretty amazing place this is to live. Okay, we are going to get ahead, and the reason that we're all here, the awards presentation. Before we start, another quick thank you to Karen Henderson's team at Westborough TV, because really, it looks seamless. It's not. They do a heck of a job pulling it all together. Christine McShane, I want to give a shout out to our photographer who's been here for a number of years. You have to recognize the awards year in review subcommittee. Karen Chapman and Dave Bagdon, you guys did a heck of a job pulling this together as well, so thank you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Best Large Business. And this recognizes an exciting large business in our community that is not locally owned. So without further ado.
Hello, my name is Kevin Matheson. I'm the general manager of the DoubleTree Hotel here in Westborough. So at the end of 2024, the hotel finished a $12 million renovation, which included the whole front office, the lobby area, new music and speakers. The whole pool area was renovated, the fitness center, all of our meeting space, really anywhere that you can see, and even areas you can't. We're really proud of the work that went in from our team to upgrade the space here. So the hotel obviously is available 24 hours to serve our guests. We have a combination of guest rooms that are both king bedded rooms and rooms with 2 double beds. We also have 1 suite, which is considerably larger if you have more people or you wanted to have some sort of gathering in the rooms. Our meeting space can accommodate really receptions up to 600 people, 13,000 square feet in total. We'll do boardroom meetings, receptions, plated dinners, all sorts of things. The team here are incredibly proud to be part of the Westborough community. We really view this as not just a place that we work, but really more like a team that we're a part of. On behalf of the entire team here at the DoubleTree Westborough, we want to thank the Westborough EDC for the Large Business Award. Our team's extremely proud and extremely grateful, so thank you so much.
So we have Kevin Matheson and Oliver Knight are here to accept the award. If you want to come on up, Kevin, Oliver. Congratulations, you guys. Next up, we have Lindsay Taylor SPAtique, Small Business Award, which recognizes a promising locally owned small business in our community. And
I'm Meredith Colheap,
And I'm Allison Lindsay.
and we are co-owners of Lindsay Taylor SPAtique. We're located at 45 East Main Street in Colonial Plaza in Suites 1, 2, and 3, right across the street from Arturo's. Lindsay Taylor SPAtique is a full-service salon and day spa. We offer skincare, massage, hair, nails, and waxing. We first opened our doors in 2016 at 71 East Main Street in a small, quaint house. We had 5 treatment rooms, 4 employees. After 4 years of being there, in 2021, we moved to our present space. We currently have over 20 employees now. When I first met Allison, it was a total chance encounter, and we each were actually going to open up our own locations. When we met, we figured, why not be a powerhouse team together, since we each bring our own gifts to the table. Looking back on that chance encounter, I couldn't be happier to see how this business has flourished and continues to flourish each and every day.
Right now, our hair department is really a very popular department, and as such, we really need to look at expanding that department and bringing in more hair stations so that we can accommodate clients who want to get in for our really popular services. We have received the Best of the Best Metro West Award for several years, and the one that we're most proud of is Best Place to Work. So we really do have an amazing staff that brings their A game every single day and does their best to help our clients both feel and look better on a regular basis. One of the best things that we love about being small business owners here in Westborough is the fact that we get to collaborate with other small business owners. So we really feel like we are part of the community and not just in the community. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank the EDC for all their hard work that they do to keep Westborough a thriving business community and for naming Lindsay Taylor SPAtique as the best small business in Westborough.
And we couldn't do this without all of our staff, so we also want to thank our entire staff for all the hard work that they do every day.
Thank you.
I think we're going to keep flowing, okay? So the next, one moment, please. Okay, so the next award we have is the Best New Downtown Business. And this award recognizes a promising new business in our downtown area. So I'd like to congratulate Seed to STEM and
My name is Virginia Orlando. I'm co-owner and founder of Seed to STEM, a brand new business right here in downtown Westborough. Seed to STEM is a carefully curated lifestyle, plant, and nature boutique. We have a location in Worcester and our new location in Westborough. And we believe that by surrounding yourself with all of these beautiful products will really enhance your daily life, bringing joy to you at home, and that's really what we want our customers to feel. Seed to STEM was established in 2011 when we started doing craft shows and selling small terrariums and other natural items and home decor that really it just took off from there. So we were able to eventually open our first store in Worcester. and we're super excited to have our second location here in Westborough. We're roughly about 1,600 square feet. We're located right off of the Rotary and right next to the Community Advocate. We're just really excited to be right downtown where lots of small businesses are thriving, and we're so excited for what the future will hold. So here at Seed to STEM, we celebrate the beauty and perfection of the natural world. We offer a wide variety of indoor houseplants, beautiful crystals, natural objects of wonder, antiques, and so much more. Seed to STEM has been thrilled to have been featured in Vogue magazine, in House Beautiful. More recently, we were in Yankee magazine, the garden issue, so that was awesome. And the Worcester Business Journal just did a really nice write-up on us as well. So the experiences we've had with the media and with our customers and just everything that we've done through this business have been overwhelmingly positive. And for that, we couldn't be more grateful. We're hoping that by coming to this community, we can really help out with organizations that improve the lives of everyone here in the community. We hope to host classes and things so we can be a gathering place for people to come and enjoy the downtown area more and just really be a part of the whole downtown experience that Westborough has here to offer. On behalf of myself and our entire team here at Seed to STEM, we would love to thank the Economic Development Committee for presenting us with the award for the best new downtown business here in Westborough. Thank you so much.
We'd like to call up to the stage Candace Ashew and Jill Nanoff to accept this award on behalf of Seed to STEM. Congratulations. All right. Okay, next up we have Best Business Expansion. This recognizes a business or developer for the most impactful new construction or redevelopment project in the town of Westborough. And I would like to congratulate Boston Lawnmower. Let's hear a little bit about them.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Taft, General Manager for the Boston Lawnmower Company here in Westborough, Massachusetts. The Boston Lawnmower Company is a perfect store for all your outdoor power equipment needs. We specialize in high-quality products, parts, and accessories for the landscape professional and discerning homeowner. We are here at our new facility located at 2 Bridle Lane in Westborough, Massachusetts, where we employ 26 full-time employees and 2 part-time employees. Our $7 million investment in our new state-of-the-art 20,000 square foot facility includes a new delivery fleet, a large expanded parts department with over 80,000 parts in stock for immediate pickup or delivery. We also continue to invest in our extensive training for our service technicians, sales specialists, and parts specialists to keep them up to date on the latest technologies. Being part of the Westborough community has been great. When I meet with my employees every morning, I always ask them, are we giving the customer the best experience possible? Our customers are like family, and we look forward to serving them for years to come. On behalf of the Satterfield family and everyone here at Boston Lawnmower, we would like to thank the Westborough Economic Development Committee for giving us the Business Expansion Award. Thank you.
All right. So today we have Jeremy Taft and Peter Panagian to come up for the award. Okay, next we have something that's new this year, a new award, Best Destination Award. This recognizes a business that attracts a wide range of visitors from across the greater Metro West region and also the surrounding areas, which promotes economic growth and vitality to our region. So it's pretty impressive, really. And I want to congratulate Cold Harbor Brewing for that, and see Cold Harbor.
Hi, my name is Will Oliveira, owner and president of Cold Harbor Brewing Company in Westborough, Mass. Cold Harbor Brewing Company is a family-owned, community-focused brewery. We incorporated in 2014 and opened our doors in 2015 at 108 Milk Street, a small strip mall down behind the back, no signage, very small. We were known as the smallest tap room in Massachusetts for quite a while. Our tap room area was only 400 square feet, and thanks to the incredible community support that we've received throughout the years, we were able to leverage that support and build a brand new facility here in 2023. So initially, we were on a different license when we opened. We were on a farmer brewer license. When I opened the new facility, as much as it breaks my heart, I knew that not everyone likes beer, so we did change our licensing around a little bit so that we can incorporate wine and spirits. I incorporated a full new scratch kitchen that's full service, expanded my brewery operations. We have a private event space, and so far it's been outstanding. We've been part of the local community now here for 10 years. This is our 10th year anniversary. If it wasn't for the support of Westborough, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. We've been received so well by the local community, and we can't be more grateful for that. On behalf of Cold Harbor Brewing Company, I would love to thank the Westborough Economic Development Committee for nominating and awarding us Westborough's Best New Destination Award. Thank you very much.
Today we have Nate Gardner, Mike Gleason, and Taylor Savages to come up and accept the award. Next award, there's a couple more, hang in there. Best Sustainable Business. This recognizes a Westborough business that aligns strongly with sustainability principles, and we couldn't think of a better example than Mark's Moving and Storage.
My name is Mark Silverman. I'm the president and CEO of Mark's Moving and Storage in Westborough, Mass. Mark's Moving and Storage is a storage and moving company with a laser focus on using excess capital to help those in need and contribute back to the community. We've been in business since 1979. When the company first started, I would sit by the telephone waiting for it to ring, and when it would ring, I would grab someone to help me and we would go do a moving job. And it's those memories of people helping me is why we're so involved in trying to help others decades later. We are the official mover for the Westborough Food Pantry for household goods, which helps those in need with furniture donations, and we're the official mover for Welcome Home in Newton. So we have a tremendous emphasis here on giving back, as we have been very fortunate that people have helped us along the way. So in addition to trying to help those in need, we're very concerned about sustainability. We're very concerned about what can we do to help reduce waste. We collect almost 12 53-foot trailer loads of furniture. Instead of it becoming landfill, we are able to take these pieces of furniture and get these pieces of furniture into the homes of those in need. We also understand that in our moving business, there's a lot of cardboard that historically has been used. We have what we call Mark's crates. So these crates, they're nice, heavy-duty plastic crates, and these crates allow our clients to put things in, whether it's files or whether it's household goods. And these crates, guess what? You can use them 1,000 times over with zero waste. I have to say that the welcoming party when I came to Westborough was phenomenal. They were literally at my door ready to help. So I could not be more pleased with the reception, and this wasn't a one-time welcome to Westborough. For the past 20 years that we've been here, it continues to today. So everyone here at Mark's Moving and Storage would like to thank the EDC for recognizing the efforts that we try to create to be a good community neighbor and to save the environment. Thank you, EDC.
Mark Silverman is here to accept the award, the one and only. Come on up, Mark. All right, 2 to go. Actually, this year we have a few extra awards, which is pretty impressive. So the next award up is for Civic Pride, and this recognizes a business or organization that's cultivated a reputation as a strong community partner and friend and leader in the community. So we'd like to congratulate the Civic Club and learn a little bit about what they've been doing.
Hello, I'm George Grossner, the president of the Westborough Civic Club. The Westborough Civic Club is a registered nonprofit organization established in 1975 for the benefit of Westborough and its residents. The annual tree and resale is the club's only fundraiser, with the proceeds funding Civic Club donations and activities such as the Fishing Challenge. The sale starts Thanksgiving weekend at Hastings Elementary School. The club typically sells 1,500 trees, 500 wreaths, and 200 yards of roping. In 2024, the club donated $56,000 to numerous groups and individuals. Looking back over 50 years, the total donation is more than $1.2 million.
So the Civic Club donations go to the heart of what we need here at the food pantry. Because of the generous financial contributions made by the Civic Club, we have been able to keep up with the increased need and the increased cost of food items for residents in need in Westborough. It is truly an example of neighbors helping neighbors.
Being part of the Westborough community is awesome. It is rewarding to see the impact the club is having, and we appreciate the collaboration and the respect from the town residents, groups, and government. On behalf of the Westborough Civic Club and all its current, past, and future members, I would like to thank Westborough EDC for recognizing the Westborough Civic Club and its contributions over the years.
Congratulations. We have George Grossner, you just saw, and Bill Kohler here to accept the award. Congratulations. And last but not least, final award. It's the Hall of Fame Award. We've done this for a number of years now, and this celebrates a long-standing Westborough business, one that's been here 10 or more years, usually quite a few years longer than 10, for the indelible mark they've left on our economy, our community, and things that they do to contribute. So we want to congratulate Harry's Restaurant, and let's learn a little bit about them.
Hi, welcome to Harry's. I'm Sue Ryan.
And I'm Janine Sander. And we're co-managers of Harry's Restaurant. Harry's is a family-owned diner that's been in business since 1946. And our founding father, Harry Cohen, was a painter by trade. And his only child, John Michael Cohen, was just born, and he discovered he was diabetic. So at that time, Harry felt that he could no longer be on a ladder. It wasn't safe for him. So he decided, hey, why not start a restaurant where I can be in charge of food and keep my diabetes under control? And in 1968, he set roots down in Westborough. And right now we employ about 20 staff members. We're 1,400 square feet, 60 seats inside and 36 seats outside. So we're excited about the new addition to the restaurant, which is our patio outside. It's a great space for families, small, large. They can eat, drink, relax out there. And in the future, we'd like to see the patio grow a little bit more, possibly a takeout window that makes it a little bit more convenient for our customers.
Some of our best sellers in the restaurant are lobster rolls, fish and chips. We've got a $5 burger special every day from 3 to 5:30, 7 days a week. Harry's has been a sponsor of Little League teams, of softball teams, of women's hockey teams, the Westborough High School Student Council, Westborough Community Chorus, Westborough Senior Center.
Being a part of the Westborough community has honestly been amazing. Over the decades, the restaurant has faced numerous challenges. We have adapted to the changing trends while maintaining consistency in quality and service. The rewards have been immensely gratifying as well. The heart of this long-standing restaurant is commitment to community and quality that goes beyond just serving meals. It's about creating a place where people feel at home. It's where stories and cultures cross and everyone becomes family. Thank you once again for this incredible honor, and we look forward to working with you for many, many more years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Janine, come on up to accept your award, please. Quite a wide variety of businesses that we have here today. So the next time you visit Westborough, you can stay at the DoubleTree, grab a lobster roll at Harry's, follow it up with a cold beer at Cold Harbor, get a facial at Lindsay Taylor Spa, do a little shopping at Seed to Stem. Then you're going to love it so much you're going to move here. So then you're going to go to Mark's Moving and Storage. That'll help you with that. Got to take care of your yard, Boston Lawnmower, and then you want to be involved with the community, so you'll do the Civic Club. So thank you all to those businesses. They did a great job. We're so proud. I'd like to turn it over to our member at large and my colleague, Dave Bagden.
Thank you, Holly. I'm the publisher of the Community Advocate newspaper. We've been calling Westborough home for over 40 years now. I love this community. This event makes me so proud. Look at us, 7:30 in the morning. We've got community leaders, we've got state leaders, we've got business leaders, we've got representatives of every type coming out for one reason, and that's to celebrate Westborough's business community. I love it. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to spend with us this morning. I'd like to thank our all of our officials for generously sharing their morning with us. I think it's really important that we take this time each year to celebrate the successes of our businesses, because as you know, small business is the lifeblood of our economy. Thank you for helping to celebrate the achievements and the resilience of Westborough's business community. Before we close out this morning's program, I'd like to extend another thank you to our amazing partners at Westborough TV. Karen Henderson and her team invest a ton of time supporting this event. The videos they produce say a lot about each business recognized today, and frankly, we couldn't fit all that beautiful visual and celebratory information onto a plaque or a certificate. Thank you for helping us shine a light, on these wonderful businesses that we applaud today. And finally, this event wouldn't be possible without the support of our generous sponsors. Thank you again to Bowditch Attorneys, Caruth Capital, Community Advocate, Quarter 9 495 Regional Chamber of Commerce, LCK Gift Shop and Artisan Studio, Everrise, Human Power Solutions, Kelleher Sadowski, Lindsay Taylor SPAtique, Middlesex Savings Bank, R.H. White Construction Co., Release Wellbeing Center, and Tatnick Bookseller at the Westborough Shopping Center. This concludes this morning's program. We welcome and encourage you to stay. Please have a coffee and a breakfast on us. Make connections with the folks in this room, because that's where everything starts. Business connections become friendships, and that's what keeps our community strong. Thank you for helping us celebrate our vibrant business community. Thank you to all of our award recipients. Have a great rest of your day, and remember, shop local.